Good afternoon and welcome back to the Cozy Stead. My name is Kristen if you're new here. It is a beautiful sunny Friday afternoon and I thought I would just take you along with me while I prep a few things today. I want to have a stress-free weekend. The last few weeks have been just full of stress and I just want to give myself a little grace and I want to have a very relaxed chill weekend. I just got finished working for today and so all my work tasks are done, but for me to have a stress-free weekend I also like to prep ahead in terms of food, and I am starting with dinner for tonight. We are gonna have stuffed bell peppers. We love these and we haven't had them in a couple of weeks, so I thought it would be a good idea to do them tonight. And then I want to prep some homemade pizza dough. I've already got my fresh yeast thawing here. I keep this in my freezer usually. And I want to make homemade pizzas from this dough on Sunday evening. This has to rest for at least 48 hours. It has to cold ferment in my fridge. So I have some time until I have to take care of that after we've prepared it. And then I would probably also like to make some banana crumble muffins just so we would have a breakfast or like a snack on the weekend. And they sound delicious to me. I also have a few ripe bananas that really have to go, so it's a perfect opportunity to use these. I just put my red onions in here that I cut up the other day, and then I have some thawed minced meat here. And if I have motivation or time today, I'm also gonna make a broccoli pasta salad just so we have that on hand as a dinner on the weekend. Usually I use cooked rice for my stuffing of the bell peppers, but today I'm gonna cut up some mushrooms just because I also need to use these up. We haven't gotten to them this week, so I thought they will add a little bit of like lightness, fluffiness, and also a very nice umami flavor into the stuffing. I just had the idea that we could saute these mushrooms a little bit because otherwise they're gonna hold so much moisture and then release it when we're actually cooking the bell peppers. I just put some walnut oil in here. It smells beautiful. I've never tried that before. And I think sauteing these mushrooms is not the worst idea. And it will give them a beautiful flavor as well. And I think I will go ahead and also add my red onions to saute these two together. And I will also use my garlic press to mince some of this very small garlic that I have left from the garden. I desperately need to use all of my garlic up. It is now, let me think, it came out in July, so I think it's like over a half year old, probably like 8 months or something, but it's still firm. It's keeping nicely. I keep it in my fridge. I do have still a garlic braid in my kitchen, but I can feel that we really need to use this up. And so while my mushrooms are sauteing, I can use the time, fill up my water pot so we can cook the pasta for our pasta salad. I've decided now that I am going to make it just so we have a prepped ahead dinner and the weekend will truly be stress-free. And while those pots are cooking away, I will go ahead and season my minced meat already. I think I'll use this seasoning here. I have to use it up anyway. It's a spice blend of smoked paprika, garlic, chili, and chives. I would say that was around 2.5 teaspoons. Okay, I would say that these are done, so I'm gonna turn them off. But I will not mix them with my minced meat immediately just because they are really hot and they need to cool down for a second. Okay, so while the mushrooms are cooling off and the pasta is cooking, we can already get our bananas. We are gonna need all 3 of these. I just bought them the other day and they went brown very, very quickly. But I'm not complaining because I get to make banana muffins now. I am gonna use my potato masher to mash these just because last time when I mashed my avocado, this worked so well. So I think this is also gonna work well for the bananas, and it seems like it does. And let me just check my recipe book what else we need for these banana muffins, because I don't remember the full recipe. I know that we needed at least 3 ripe large bananas, but we need salt and we need cinnamon. We also need soda, flour, milk, eggs, sugar, butter, salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I always measure cinnamon with my heart. We also need a good glug, about 1 to 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I use my homemade one, but you can use whatever you have. We need 100 grams of sugar, and we need 100 grams of light brown sugar. Then we need 125 milliliters of milk. And I forgot that we needed melted butter for this. So we have to melt our butter first before we can add it. And we need 115 grams of this. Meanwhile, the pasta just went off, so we can drain that. And it can cool down because we cannot go on with the salad as well before it has cooled down. I will just rinse this pot because I want to boil or blanch my broccoli in here. And we can blanch this in here now. This is also for our pasta salad. And we can take our butter to melt. So back to the muffins, we can mix these ingredients, and then I have my melted butter here. And I'm also gonna try to do these muffins today with some all-purpose flour and some whole wheat flour. Normally I just use all-purpose flour, but I do want to try with some whole wheat flour in the mix. You want to add the melted butter in before you add your flour in. Now we need 180 grams of flour. So I'm going to use all of this all-purpose flour that I have in here, which is almost 100 grams. Then I'm going to use about 80 grams, I guess, of whole wheat flour. So excited to see how this will turn out. If this is good, then I will do it regularly like this, just because I like a little bit of fiber. And while I was doing that, I just saw that the broccoli turned this beautiful deep green color, which means it's ready from the blanching process. So we can turn that off. And I just drained the hot water and I'm adding some cold water so I can stop the cooking process. Again, back to the muffins. I'm doing so many projects at a time that you just sometimes have to interrupt. Now we're gonna do the cinnamon streusels. I'm just gonna use this dish that I melted the butter in just because it's dirty already. And I always measure this by heart, so I don't really have a recipe for the streusels, but I do kind of do them the same way most of the time. And I use around 2 to 3 tablespoons, which is about that much. You can see on the scale. Let's see how much it is. Okay, 90 grams, so it's almost 100 grams of butter. It's actually not a bad idea to measure this right now when I'm doing it with you guys, just so I can write it down for myself as well. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of sugar, which is 53 grams, so around 50 grams. I also always add a little bit of salt, usually around 1/4 of a teaspoon. And then we can add our flour. 1, 2, around 100 grams, 105. And we can add our cinnamon. You can also add cardamom if you have, it's fantastic in here. I just add 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay, I can tell that this is not enough flour, so we need to add some more. So it was around 100 grams of flour, I believe. I think 1 to 2 spoons of more will be okay. Okay, that's 40 grams. Oh yes, much better. It sticks together, but it's not like moist in any way. And still nice and crumbly. This is what we want. And I will add the muffin batter now into the silicone forms because I do need the oven for the stuffed peppers, so we have to bake these before that. Okay, now that we've done a little bit cooking cleanup, I will prepare our stuffed bell peppers finally, because the mushrooms have definitely cooled down enough. I still have my mix here, and I will just add some of these mushrooms in here. Not all of them, because some I want for the sauce. And I'm adding 250 milliliters of water. You could even use like chicken or vegetable stock. That's also gonna turn out perfect. You can add a little bit of cream cheese into that. I just like to cook them in some type of sauce because I feel like it gives them more flavor. And it's better if you lay them on their side, so then it's easier for them to cook down, and you can turn them once or twice during the cooking process. So now these are ready whenever our muffins are finished. And now our pasta salad will come together really quickly as well, because we have prepped most of the things that go in here. Just make sure you dry your broccoli a little bit after cooking it, because it can hold some water inside of the florets. And then you can just cut it off like that. Boom. I do cut the larger florets, ones like these, but the smaller ones can stay as they are. I honestly love to eat the stems of broccoli. I think it's even better than the florets. I just like to cut the outer part off, and then I usually snack on it like that. But since we're about to have dinner soon, I will not eat this right now, but I will cut it for me already so I can snack on it whenever I want to. Possibly tomorrow. My opinion, these taste a little bit like kohlrabi. Krista and we just tasted these muffins and they are so delicious. I mean, we know that they are delicious, but these are just so good. I'm really looking forward to have these on this weekend now. And honestly, I think I will keep on doing it with the whole wheat flour from here on out, because I can't really taste that much of a difference, and they are so good. So I will keep doing that just to add a little extra fiber. But we are gonna do the vinaigrette now for our pasta salad. I'll mix it in this container here. There's a little bit of water, about 50 milliliters in here. We need a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper. I'm also using dried wild garlic. But you can also just use powdered garlic. And on top of that, I will also use this roasted garlic. About 2 teaspoons. And some of this tomato mozzarella salt. All this has inside is salt, dried basil, oregano, thyme, garlic, and that's it. If you can't find a salt like that, just go for dried basil, garlic, thyme, and oregano, or fresh ones, of course. I'm doing around 1 teaspoon of this. Then I will use around 2 teaspoons of vinegar, maybe 3. This is my favorite vinegar because it has some spiced flavor. It's really good. And we will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, and we'll see if that is enough, because I have a whole lot of pasta and broccoli here. And we will also add this moderately sharp mustard, about 1 teaspoon. A little sugar just to balance it out, and some more vinegar, I feel like. That was about 1 teaspoon. Now this is perfect. And I'm also gonna add some shredded cheese. This was shredded Emmental cheese. I will add just a little bit more. And also some of these antipasti. These are some stuffed red cherry peppers. Just add about 3 of them. This seems like a wild combination, and it is, but it's really good, trust me. Don't knock it till you try it. This is such an easy salad, and something very different from what people usually describe as a pasta salad. But trust me, it is so good. And we are gonna have this with some grilled chicken on the side. So we have another dinner, or dinner side I should say, prepped. Okay, we did so many things already now, but there is one thing left for us to do, so we can prep our homemade frozen pizzas on Sunday, and that is our cold fermentation pizza dough. This has to cold ferment for at least 12 hours, better 24 hours, or even 36 hours. And I'm using my own recipe that I adapted from someone else's recipe. I will add it to the description box down below. I have shared this before, and some of you found it very good, so I'm very happy to hear that. We have 35 grams of fresh yeast in here. In my recipe it says 30 grams, but I'm using 35 today just because I used frozen yeast, and sometimes the activity just can be reduced a little bit. Then we need 620 grams of cold water. Nope, that was a bit much. Let me fix that. That's exactly 620. We need 1 teaspoon of white sugar. This spoon is very tiny, so I'm using 2.5. We need 40 grams of salt. It's a lot of salt, and the dough has to taste salty when you're making it. This is why it has to ferment so long, because the salt slows down the fermentation. But it gives you the most perfect bubbly pizza dough. And this makes definitely more than one portion, so you can freeze some of it. My yeast is now dissolved completely, so we can add our flour. Typically you would use bread flour, which is type 650, or you would use some spelt flour for this. I love to use spelt flour for this. I used it last time and it was just so good. But I only have 1 pack of spelt flour left at home, so I want to savor that for something else. And I'm gonna use my strong wheat flour today, which is type 1050. So it's not a whole wheat flour, but it's on the nuttier side. It has more of the germ, I believe, inside. A lot of more minerals and I think ash content as well. And overall we need 900 to 950 grams of this, but I'm gonna start with 500 grams because we are making a pancake batter at first. And also because I have not used a specific type of flour for this recipe, so I don't know how this will turn out. And now we're just stirring this for about 5 minutes until it's a smooth dough that's kind of like a pancake batter. Oh. 20 minutes have passed now, and you can see that it's a little bit thicker than it was. I've got it on my scale again, and now we need to add another 200 to 250 grams. And we gotta stir this again. I know the stirring seems tedious, but there will be a very nice gluten and protein chain development because of it. From the 900 to 950 grams you need overall, you always have to set aside 100 to 150 grams that you're gonna use in the end when you're making the pizzas. So you have something to dust your countertop with and to work the pizzas with. Alright, so I did stretch and folds with this for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we cover this beautiful dough and let it rest for 1 to 2 hours. And we check if it has a nice gluten development. If it has, it will stretch beautifully without tearing. I really work this dough right now, so I'm quite confident that it will. We just gotta give it some time to rest now, and then we can already separate it into portions so it can cold ferment in the fridge. Also, our dinner is ready, so we can take that out of the oven. Oh, this looks so good. So Krista and I will go enjoy this dinner now, and I will see you later to finish our pizza dough. Dinner was delicious, and now we can separate our dough. You do have to choose a container that the dough can double or it even triple in size, because it has broken some of my containers before. So make sure that if you use a deli container like this, you can only fill it up to here basically, because it will triple in size. And last time the dough escaped one of my containers and made a huge mess in the fridge, so be careful. You do have to choose a big enough container. I would probably go for a larger container like this. Okay, we are officially finished for today. I will show you the pizza dough in just a second. I'm still worried that these deli containers might be a bit too small, but we'll see. I guess I will have to check on them tomorrow morning. I'm contemplating if I just put cling film over these right now instead of a lid, because I don't want these containers to break again. Look how gorgeous these look. We won't eat all of these. I'll probably give some of them to my mother-in-law, and or I might freeze some. I don't know yet. But these keep good for a couple of days, like usually 4 to 5 days. So Crystal can have some of them for breakfast, or I can, and we can have them as a snack on the weekend. And then as for the pizza dough, I got one big portion. This might also be too much for this container, but it will flatten down a little more. This is gonna be in the end probably 2 very big pizzas or 3 medium-sized pizzas. Then I have one portion in here, one in here, and one in here. And all of these are gonna turn into one pizza. So overall we have around 5 to 6 pizzas that we get out of this one portion. It really also depends on how big you make your pizzas, but I'm very happy with this. This is gonna be a big convenience item for us. And we have been out of homemade frozen pizzas for quite some time now. I think like 3-4 weeks, and I haven't had the time or energy yet to make one. But now that I had some motivation today to do all these things, and that we can have these items on hand now. So we did basically 2 dinners today, these breakfast or snacks, and then we did one prep ahead convenience item. And I am so happy that you were here with me and that we get to do these things together. And just look how beautiful it is. We got dishwasher loaded, dinner done, everything cleaned. I just have to plop these in the fridge now, put lid on here, and we are done for today. If you like content like this, then please consider subscribing and let me know which recipe you like the best today, or which kind of item that we did today you like the best. I think for me it's really hard decision, but I am gonna go with the banana muffins just because I already tried one today and they were just so good. So if you have made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Never forget, you are worthy, you are loved. I hope you have the most amazing day, and I hope to see you back next time. Bye!